Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't, please subscribe. Today I will talk about Phineas's real father and Ferb's real mother, so let's get into it. Chapter 1. What is Phineas and Ferb? Chapter 2. Candace Theory. So I found this comment on a theory video about this same exact topic, and this is what it says. This comment mentions that Candace has a medical condition called schizophrenia and says that Phineas and Ferb actually did look, for example, doing crazy adventures. Get ready to hear the bad part. It also says, and dreams that don't even exist, which is horrible, and unfortunately died in 2006. That was the exact year of the pilot, and the show didn't even release by that time. Chapter 3. Why could the dad never be shown?
I think based on what I've found and observed, Phineas and Candace's biological dad is a mystery that the show never really explains, and there's probably a reason for that. From what I can tell, he might have been emotionally or verbally abusive, especially toward Candace, who is older and likely experienced more of their dad's harsh behavior. There's a scene where Candace is watching TV and suddenly looks away. Some fans believe she was watching her parents argue. That moment seemed to leave a big impact on her, and her favorite TV character became a source of comfort during a tough childhood. Candace used to be curious and creative like Phineas, but over time, her creativity got shut down, possibly because their dad would constantly tell her to stop. Now, Candace acts strict and bossy, always trying to get her brothers in trouble, which could be a learned behavior from how she was treated. Meanwhile, Phineas, who probably didn't really know their dad, is still full of imagination and creativity, unaffected by that emotional damage. What's really interesting is that their dad has never been shown or seriously mentioned in the show, not even in episodes like the Star Wars, where they only briefly mention his name but don't give any details. Maybe their dad was so bad that their mom wanted to protect her kids from knowing about him. Candace and Phineas don't even share his last name. Instead, they have the last name of a brown-haired dude, who isn't their biological dad but the man who stepped in and basically rebranded the family. Overall, it seems like Candace carries most of the emotional scars from their dad and the parents' fights, which shaped her into the strict, justice-seeking sister who's always trying to stop her brother's creativity.
Chapter 4. Who could be Phineas's dad?
What does Phineas's dad look like? Phineas and Ferb are stepbrothers. Linda is Phineas's biological mom, and Lawrence is Ferb's biological dad. There's lots of theories about who Phineas's biological dad is. Some say Doofenshmirtz, some say Pinhead Pierre, some even say Bill Cipher from The Guys Next Door. But Phineas and Ferb's creators have said we will never actually meet Phineas's dad. But we might be able to figure out at least what he looks like simply through genetics. If you look at all the other parents in this universe, most look somewhat like their kids. Isabella's mom has a flat head, Ferb's dad and granddad each have that signature facial structure, and Major Monogram's son is the spitting image of his dad. And because Phineas's mom really just has the same hair color, you'd think it's obvious that Phineas's dad would have that signature Dorito head. But remember, Phineas and Candace come from the same dad. They both have P-shaped heads, so while Candace could have gotten a rounder face and less spiky hair from her mom's side, her long neck and flat cranium must have come from her dad, which means Phineas and Candace's dad must have looked something like this.
Dr. Doof is crossed out, and you'll see why in a second.
Phineas and Ferb, one of which I said Doof is not Phineas's dad. And I got a lot of anger about this. I had people arguing with me as though I wouldn't know. The thing is, we made that impossible in the series. A lot of people point to this flashback from What Do It Do, where Doof and Linda go on a blind date. But at the end of that date, Doofenshmirtz says very clearly, and then I never saw her again. Now, Phineas and Ferb are stepbrothers, but Phineas and Candace are full brother and sister, and they're about 5 years apart. So it is technically impossible for the Doof to be Phineas's dad. The thing that I find funny is that no one ever asks, who's Ferb's mom? I'm just kidding, it's not her.
Okay, but what about Roger Doof? I mean, he has a triangular-shaped head but has no long neck, and no thing that is very round. Okay, since they won't reveal it anyways, I'm just gonna draw who it could. Since Phineas and Ferb is getting revived, new seasons ordered, EU.com, you can speculate, will they finally name the biological dad? Will they double down on the mystery? Chapter 5. Drawing Phineas's real father.